It's all personal. You know, everyone's got different situations they're dealing with, so we all have really unique challenges to our life. And, you know, I'm 45 years old, man. There's a lot of shit going on. So, you know, you just gotta try to figure out life the best you can. And, you know, it's a continuous process. So
the fact that you said these are personal issues, do you feel like you were able to take care, address the things that you needed to address? Are you in a good place now?
I'm ready to go.
I don't know how convincing that was. Had a little hostage video quality to it at the end there. Ready to go. Look, one of the things I always remember years ago when I was practicing law, guy I was working on a case with and I were trying to get the attention of someone who works for the company that we had a claim against on behalf of a client. And the guy said on the phone, "Sorry, I've been busy." And the response was, and I think of this all the time, and I thought of it when he said what he said Saturday night, "We're all busy. We're all busy. Everybody's busy. Everybody's got shit going on." I don't know that necessarily tells us what we want to know. Whether we have a right to know it, whether we need to know it, that's a subject of debate. This is a guy who's living a very public life. He's already back on social media selling his stuff, whether it's underwear, crypto, or NFTs, or whatever it is. There's some contest or some sweepstakes where you can hang out with Tom Brady at the end of the season, which implies he will, make it to the end of the season. I mean, I don't know. I could say I'm glad he talked at all, but I knew when he talked he wasn't going to say anything. And at the end of the day, he didn't say anything. He just kind of dismissed it all. He's got a lot of stuff going on. And, okay, again, we all do, Chris.
Yeah, well, yeah, again, and I'm not, first up, he doesn't have to share, his private life. That's fine. I get it. He does share a lot of his other part of his life, where I think that's where it's frustrating for fans or, maybe even you and I at times where you're going, wait, you share every other inkling of your life here and then disappear. I understand that, but he's got that right. There's no doubt about it. But, yeah, I'm with you in the fact that, Mike, I didn't expect anything. I mean, it's a guy that said 90% of the stuff that comes out of his mouth is BS. Only 10% is the truth. He kind of said it. He's the master of deflection and not saying much. Again, that's where, it's not my favorite in this department. I love Brady. I know he's a great, humble guy. I think he made one mistake, as we know, and we don't want to discuss that right now. But other than that, okay, he's everything else is top notch. But do I sit here and wish, man, I wish Brady was a better interviewer. I wish he was a little more honest sometimes and kept it real and didn't treat us like we were idiots at times. Which if we further along this conversation, he does. Then yeah, it does bother me that just to a degree. There's no question.
And again, he said whatever he had to say to just keep the thing going. But the idea that he checked out for 11 days simply because he's got a lot of stuff going on, and I'm sure Kristen's happy that I didn't continue to say the word. I'm trying to be good.
But you're in New York, and now you're not going to say shit? I mean, what's going on? Come on, step up your game, okay?
I'm trying to be good. But plenty of guys have stuff going on in the NFL. And I know that we are in uncharted territory here with Tom Brady. It's a 45-year-old franchise quarterback who's all in. He's got a kid in high school. Most guys are long retired by the time they're 45. I mean, you're 42 and you've been out for 10 years.
But there's no excuse. So, it doesn't matter.
But the idea that I got a lot of stuff going on, anybody could say that. It still is going to make people say to themselves, what was the stuff that caused you to be gone for 11 days? And how can we be sure that on a Tuesday during the regular season, we're not going to hear from Todd Bowles that Tom Brady's gone again? And again, if you're a football fan, if you're somebody who cares about the sport, the one reality is once the season starts, other than for injury, guys are locked in. They're there.
Yeah.
And this is part of what's new. This is, by the way, we flip back to where we used to be. This is all new. This is new to me, too. And so I think there's just that extra little sense of, and maybe it's good. Maybe it's good for the game that we have an extra sense of anxiety, suspense. We're all paying closer attention to everything about Tom Brady because we don't really know what to think. We're never going to find out why he was gone. All he said is, I got a lot of stuff going on. And that little tail end that we witnessed earlier, it doesn't sell me on the idea that everything's perfectly fine now. So we wait. It's the ultimate reality show. We wait to see what happens next.
Well, I mean, again, we know some of the issues behind the scenes there, and I wouldn't think that, some of those things are just figured out just because you took a 10-day break and it's just like, oh, everything's great. So maybe, still, he's probably maybe dealing with some of those personal issues as well and fighting through that. I don't doubt that. I don't know. But, I'm with you in the fact of, the 45-year-old, I got a lot of, crap going on. I mean, honestly, I would think the opposite. You're 45. You have less crap going on. You should be a machine by this point. You know what it's like in football season. You should have assistants galore. It should be down to a science. Yeah, your kids are in high school. I don't know. I don't know. It's easier now. My kid's in high school. She's easier to deal with now than when she was 5 or 4, like some of the other guys on the team have. And, again, don't have their finances in the way Tom Brady does. So, yeah, I mean, that excuse isn't going to fly more than the 25-year-old who's just getting in the league and trying to maybe support a young new family and his family from where he came from and they have nothing, and he's trying to help them out and all that. Do they have more going on than them? I don't know. I don't know if that's fair to say, to your point. But either way, he's got some crap going on, and he's got it hopefully figured out, and at least in the way it looked on the football field, it looked figured out.
Hi, I'm Mike Tirico, and thanks for watching. Make sure to hit subscribe for the latest news and highlights from NBC Sports.